5.5, Part 2, Example 2, tells us to find all solutions in the interval from 0 to 2 pi of this equation given here. So remember, this is going to be a multiple angle because dividing by 2 is the same as multiplying by 1/2. Alright, so we're going to do the same thing we did in Example 1. So first thing is, sine is negative. That's in quadrants 3 and 4. So we're going to have a quadrant 3 answer to begin with, and a quadrant 4 answer. Okay, so we know it's going to be x over 2 equals, because that's what we have there for our angle. Remember, sine is your y value. So we're looking in quadrant 3, where our y value is a negative square root of 3 over 2. And that should be at 4 pi over 3. And then, because we're dealing with multiple angles, we're going to put our plus 2 pi in. And then the same thing, we're in quadrant 4. And we're looking for where the y value is going to be the negative square root of 3 over 2. And that should be at 5 pi over 3. And since we're dealing with multiple angles, even though we're between 0 and 2 pi, we still have to put plus 2 pi in. Now, we got to solve for this multiple angle, so we got to get x by itself. So let's multiply everything by 2. When we do this, we get x equals, this is going to be 8 pi over 3 plus 4 pi n. And we'll get x equals 10 pi over 3 plus 4 pi n. Alright, so I'm going to make my little table again. So I got n. It's going to have the first equation there, so 8 pi over 3 plus 4 pi n. And then the second equation there, 10 pi over 3 plus 4 pi n. And let's start with n is negative 1. So we're going to have 8 pi over 3 minus 4 pi. Well, 4 pi is the same as 12 pi over 3, so I got negative 4 pi over 3. That's too small. That's not between 0 and 2 pi. So I'm going to try 0. We get 8 pi over 3 plus 0, which is just 8 pi over 3. But remember, 2 pi is 6 pi over 3. So 8 pi over 3 is too big. So this one was too small. This one is too large. There's nothing in between them. So from this one, I don't actually have a solution out of that piece of it. So we got to check the other one now. So let's plug in the negative 1. It's 10 pi over 3 minus 4 pi. So 10 pi over 3 minus 12 pi over 3. That's what, negative 2 pi over 3? That's negative, so it's not between 0 and 2 pi, so this one's too small. And then we got 10 pi over 3 minus, we plug in 0, or we get plus 0, which is just 10 pi over 3. And again, remember, 6 pi over 3 is the same as 2 pi, so 10 pi over 3 is too big. So this one was too small, this one's too large, therefore that one doesn't give us an answer either. And so since neither one of these two gave us an answer, we just have no solution for this equation. There's no angle between them that will give us that answer.